in the neighborhood.
Hey, it is much warmer here than West Virginia. Let me tell you, it was cold in West Virginia.
Ooh, look at Chrissy's hair. Hi, Chrissy.
I know.
That's what we all said. We're like, oh,
Oh my God.
that's going on.
I can't believe her hair.
It's smooth and nice.
Your curls are gone.
Yeah. That's a
Only
new
for a
look.
couple days. Only
I
for a
need
couple
everyone
days.
else's opinion on this. I told her it makes her look more approachable. Is that fairly accurate, or
Yes.
is it just
Yes.
me?
She's not always approachable.
I didn't know I wasn't approachable. This is some
Oh,
yes,
I've never
you
found
guys.
you unapproachable.
Hey, Anna.
You.
Anna, way to take up that leadership role.
Nice.
I'm very proud of you. By the
Word.
way.
Well done.
Good times.
I'm gonna drive by and slap you in a minute, Anna.
Oh, I'll fall in love with you if you do.
You
Telling you.
already love me. Shut up.
Wow,
We
the
ain't
call
feeling
went
love in
downhill.
here,
Good thing
guys.
Jamie's not on yet.
We ain't feeling love in
Frank.
here, I'll tell you what.
You know, how are the Claypools running their call? Well, let me tell you.
I think you. I
For the
think you
record-
forget my personality.
Hey, for the record, once he realizes Schuler's involved, he'll be like, well, shouldn't expect
Oh, there you
less
go.
with
That
that.
explains a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, you know, whatever.
All
Apparently,
right.
I'm not approachable, so it's fine.
That's
God,
how I
guys.
felt when I first met you.
Oh my God, that hurts my
Dang,
feelings.
Gina.
Oh my goodness.
That's funny.
All right. Hey guys, I think Monica said this, but there's a few more people that have jumped on. If you could put in the chat where you're zooming in from, that would be great. And if this is your first time, you're just kind of checking us out, please let us know who invited you to this special training that we're doing.
Here comes Mr. Prickett himself.
Yep.
Mr. Jamie.
Yep.
Time to make the boss the co-host.
In the great state of Texas.
Adam, I saw Adam chiming in. We were just in Charlotte, North Carolina. Got stuck there for a couple
Ontario.
hours.
Ontario's on.
Hey,
Yeah.
Mr. D.
Blasker.
D's on.
What
Welcome, D. Good to
D
see
is
you.
from Steve Blasker.
He's from a place called Steve Glasker. Wow. I need to go to that place.
Oh,
yeah, no
we're not
kidding.
going down that rabbit hole.
They don't serve any food there.
That's right.
Wow. How's El Paso, Paul?
It's good. It's very windy. This Lent is a very windy season, 45-mile-an-hour gusts.
We had tornado sirens this morning at 5:45
Yep.
Yes.
because we had
We did
70
too.
mile an hour
And one of the
winds.
ISDs decided that they were going to put out a 2-hour delay to start the school.
Yes, Salina.
Yep.
Yeah, we had a bad
It was
windstorm.
wild.
And Frisco shut down like 4 schools because there was no electricity.
Yep.
Oh, really? I didn't hear about
After the
that.
students were already there.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Lost
Hey, I
the
think of my
you
patio
think
furnace
that all
is at
these
my neighbor's house.
students just suddenly develop the fear of the dark? The minute power goes out, it's just absolute chaos. I would never wish that on any teachers I interact with, of having to handle school in a power outage, because that's just the absolute worst thing.
Wow.
Period. Full stop.
Wow. Sorry.
You know, the only thing worse than that is have to live in Chicago, right? Right, Yair? I'm just playing with them. Hey,
You just don't know what you're gonna get, right?
yes. So I think we're going to go ahead and get started, everybody. So Monica, I will let you take over.
Sounds good. All right. We always love to have our cameras on so we can see your beautiful faces. So, here's Frank. Let's let Frankie in. Let's let him jump on real quick.
Yep.
Just let him in.
All right. Perfect. All right. So as Frank's jumping on, we got Jamie on. We're so excited everyone's here. So Turn your cameras on so everyone can see your faces. We do have several different teams on with us tonight. So we'll kind of introduce everybody in a moment. We're going to go through some announcements real quick. This is the Lion Chaser Tuesday night training. So welcome to that. Just a little bit about us as a Lion Chaser. This is our mantra. There is a book by Mark Batterson called In a Pit with a Lion on a Snowy Day. And it's a biblically based. There is just an obscure little guy in the Bible named Benaiah. And he finds himself in a pit with a lion. And he decides, and he makes a bold move and with his faith, and believes that his God is bigger than this lion. And instead of running the other direction, he faces that lion. And as a lion chaser, we look at our lions as our fears, maybe something that's challenging us in our personal life, maybe it's our business life, just anything that's maybe we're afraid of or that's scaring us. And we take that risk. We have that faith, whether you believe in God, you believe in a higher power, whatever your belief is. As a lion chaser, we see obstacles as an opportunity to grow our faith and live out in courage and face our fears head on rather than avoiding them. So that's just a little bit about how we came up with our name and the reason we love being a lion chaser. So some of our announcements, we've got our conference come up here in Dallas or in Irving. We're very excited. We hope you have your tickets. I know we have several, many on our team that have tickets. If you haven't, the ticket prices have gone up, but it's not too late to get those tickets. You will not want to miss it. Convention is fabulous. There is so much that goes on. We have been to every convention since we've been here with Experior. So we've been to the last two. And the speakers are fabulous. Everything that goes on is fabulous. But you just never know who you're going to run into, maybe in a corridor, in the hallway, and just leave some nugget from speaking to somebody that just explodes your business. So don't miss out on convention. For Lion Chasers, so this is our team only. We are running a contest that is a reimbursement for your convention ticket. 6 new business partners, $6,000 in target premiums settled by April 30th. If you're just a producer only, it's $12,000 settled April 30th. And you have to attend convention. You can't buy your ticket and then decide you don't want to go. You have to attend all 3 days of convention. And if you've decided to wait until now where the ticket prices are gone up, we are only reimbursing the $185. But it is a great opportunity. We actually, I think Stevie's already qualified because he's already has his target premium settled, and he's well over the 6 new business partners for the contest period. He hit that the end of February. So congratulations to Stevie as our very first contest winner. This is like the first contest that we as a team, as a hierarchy, have ran. So we're kind of excited, or I'm excited anyway. I don't know about Rich. I didn't ask you, but congratulations, Steve.
Cũng
We
được có
are very excited for you. And Selling Power, our team talked about this last week. Great referral partner. I took the CTBA course last week. Great opportunity to add another line to your business. If you're not on our team, and you should check that out and talk to your executive director more about it. All right, let's go into some good news. I know we are going to time this very, very short, very, very sweet, because we do have so much to come. We have Jamie. We're going to be respectful of his time, and we want to hear all the stuff that Jamie's got to tell us. So raise your digital hands, and who's got some good news for us tonight? Don't raise all your hands at one time.
So there's 61 people on here, but nobody has any good news. Thank you, Cheryl.
I want to say Paul. I know Paul Russo's got some good news. So his hand, but there it is. All right, go Cheryl.
I just wanted to say thank you to Linda Yao. She's been working with me on a client in Canada, and we've got him set up to have. He's a young guy. He's starting a first home savings. He's also put a lump sum in his RRSP. So we've got him. I'm just really thankful for my leadership helping me with this client. I just wanted to share that. Thank you.
All right, Paul, you're up.
So at the end of January, beginning of February, Frank in one of the big meetings said we should post out on Facebook. Just in case you didn't know, I'm a financial advisor with nothing fancy. So I did. A friend of mine picked up on that, and we just submitted the paperwork this afternoon for SPIA, which is a single premium immediate annuity for the amount of $785,849.39, as if I didn't know the number.
Amazing.
Guys, that is huge. I'm going to segue just for a second. Hey, some of you are shy, right? You're afraid to let people know what you do. You know, we call those a secret agent. Well, secret agents, number one, nobody gets help, and number two, you don't get paid. So I'm very, very proud of Paul by sticking his neck out there, letting people know what he's done. And guys, this has not been a simple case. This is a very unique case, not just because the amount, but what she is trying to accomplish, and through several meetings and several meetings with Colton, with several meetings with us, with including my certified financial planner, finally came out with a solution. So I just want to let Paul and Steve know how proud I am of them, of working through this, being coachable, and getting in contact with the people that they needed. And that's the great thing about Experior, because guess what? When you have cases like this that you've never done before, you're not by yourself. Think about this, Paul. What if you are just an independent person with not the support that Experior has, with the companies that we have? How much more difficult would this case would have been?
I wouldn't know where to go.
Yeah,
I mean, because
it would have been
between
nearly
you,
impossible. So that's my point. So great job, guys. Proud of you. Thank you for sharing that.
thanks.
Good job. All right, Keith, what you got?
Well, I got a new business partner, Gail Majors, and Steve and I met with her again today. She's already going to have 2 to 3 people that she's going to set appointments with to talk to them about coming to Experior. And she's going to do a policy for herself and going to work on some policies for her in-laws. So,
Congratulations.
I believe she's on.
She on?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Want to
on.
introduce herself? Does she want to say hi?
It's loud and crying babies around here.
That is okay. We like babies. Hi, Gail. It's nice to meet you.
Thank you, you too.
All right, Miss Anna, what you got going on?
It may be small, but I
It's
have
never
my
small. It's always humongous. Let's go.
I have my licensing exam scheduled, and
That's huge. That's not small.
I'm feeling confident, but it's nerve-wracking, but I'm okay. I'm excited, and we are very, very, very close to closing out my first policy with Chrissy. So I'm excited.
Yay!
She's
And
gonna
how long
rock
have
the
you been
test.
in
Don't
them?
let her feel bad.
How long you been doing this though? Tell everybody, because it's just been like
February 1st, 2nd,
yeah,
something
barely
like
a
that.
month.
So
Good
not
job.
not long, but I'm so happy I begged Chrissy to take me on.
Good job. Good job. We're proud of you.
Thanks.
All right, Miss Linda. Yeah, how about you?
I just realized I'm muted. I did a few RSP, which is equivalent to a 401 401k, just a little over $100,000. And I met up with one lady today, and she's investment firm. She's really into infinite banking, so we're going to connect again. So something may come out of it. And she's also interested in looking at our firm, maybe provide her some leads as well, and she provides a really good commission for that. So, well, I want to speak to the new business to see if they could take a look at that. So that's exciting.
Yeah, very exciting. Very exciting. All right, Jason, what about you?
Yeah, so we did an EFA earlier today, and it looks like we're going to be protecting one of our new agents with a very, very inexpensive term life insurance policy. And we'll be putting some money into an annuity from an old 401k. Very excited about that. And then also, some of you guys met him, some of you guys don't, but we have a guy who's new in our agency through Joseph and I on our Indeed account. His name's Michael Picasso. He is a financial advisor, and he's here. I don't know if he's been here on a Tuesday night, but I wanted him to introduce himself and kind of tell everybody why he's excited about being here. So, Michael, if you're, I think you're there, go ahead and introduce yourself, sir.
Sounds great. Thank you, Jason. Hey, everyone. I'm very happy to join. I mean, not much on my background, but I've been working in the financial industry for 18 years. And I think that insurance products, life insurance, annuities, etc., are very good products. It's a key. So I'm very happy to join the team and work with Jason and Rich and all of you guys. So sounds great. So thank you for having me.
Yes, and I'll just include one other thing. He's also a 65 advisory certified. So we're getting them all hooked up over on Global View. So
yes,
very excited about that. So welcome to the team, Michael.
Welcome, welcome.
Also got one more thing. I ran into another financial advisor getting coffee, and he was on his computer, and I said, "Hey man, what do you do?" It's the 3-foot rule, guys. The 3-foot rule. It's like, "Hey man, you look sharp. What do you do?" Always bring a compliment out, and the rest is history. And I said, "Hey, you need a place to plant your license. You ever thought about expanding your vision and having some legacy along with your owning your book of business?" And he said, "Oh yeah, I would love that legacy." And I said, "Great, let's talk." So we got an appointment with him tomorrow. I have an interview with him scheduled for tomorrow. No, Thursday. On Thursday at 12 p.m. So yeah.
Congratulations. Good job.
Thank you very much.
Good job. All right, Stephen, what you got?
I'll try to make it quick, real quick. Just Paul, when we were talking before, one of the things we missed was he has a new hire. Her name's Keishla. Turns out she had a policy with AAA. I mean, it was all right policy, but the only benefit it had really was terminal illness. We were able to get her a policy that was much better with all the living benefits, critical, terminal, chronic, and it's $30-some less a month for her. So she's super excited about that. So good job with that, Paul. I've been helping him. He's back in El Paso helping his parents. So great job on that as well, Paul. Me personally, I put in about 6 people last month. Super excited. I got a couple on 2 or 3 on I think on the call now. In fact, super excited about those guys, especially young guy named Brandon, who's super excited about doing what we're doing. Happy to have him and all of them. I'm happy to have them all on the team. Get some things rocking. I'm excited. So.
Awesome.
Oh, by the way, Gwen has some news too. Just don't let her get away with it.
And yes, Jason, Stevie got the coin. Stevie got the recruiting coin. Congratulations, Steve. We're very proud of you.
Thank you.
All right, Albert, you've got your hand up. What you got, Albert?
Hey, Monica. It was great seeing you last week. Some of us were at the Dallas for the Excel Empire Certified Tax and Business Advisor training last week in Dallas. So it was great to be there with some of my teammates and to learn about some of the strategies to introduce the services that we offer from the angle of reducing taxes. So that's a good line opener. People are more interested to reduce taxes sometimes than talking about insurance. So I'm looking forward to leveraging that. Thank you.
All right, Jen, what you got? You got your camera on. Can you turn your camera on so we can see your face when you give us good news?
I'm going to turn my camera on for a second, but then I'm going to turn it back off because I'm driving.
Okay.
Okay. I actually haven't put my hand up for good news in a really long time, but I've had a really good few weeks. And the last few weeks, I closed about 260,000, I think, in investments. And then I had a really great appointment with a referral on Friday, and she's moving another $850,000 over to me. And it's exciting and scary, but I'm really happy. And yeah, that's my good news.
Great job.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
All right, Gwen. We'll have Gwen. If no one else, Gwen, let's finish this up. What you got?
All right, so real quickly, as you guys know, we've been going back out into the schools, doing TRSs with the teachers. So last week, Martinez Elementary had asked us to come back out for about 15 minutes for more info. Antonio, Steve, and I went back out there, and that same evening got a call by one of the teachers interested in part-time work. We recruited her. She's super hyped. She came from our practice company. You know, she's done business before with our practice company, but she did lose her license. She let it go about 2 years now, so she has to get, licensed again. But I'm super excited about this woman. She's on fire, and the schools, going back out into the schools, thanks to Rich and Monica, this time around has really been. It's been different, you know what I mean? The rapport that we're building with these teachers is more intimate. We're talking story with them and not just out there giving a nachos and, the giveaway. And that's what I like about going back out into the community and doing this with them. So I'm super excited about this business partner. Yep, and that's it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's not a one and done. It's not just a one-time deal. You have to visit again and again, and that's what builds that relationship.
I just want to say thank you, Rich and Monica. That nacho bar, no joke. We had competition that day because they accidentally double booked us with someone else from another agency, and we're the ones they asked to come back out.
That's right. Because you didn't look salesy. You weren't there to sell a product. You were there to serve and love on the teachers. So you guys did amazing. We love it. Did a great job. All right. Fahime, one more.
Hello, everyone. That's such a great night tonight with the special guest we have. I was able to help 2 clients with a pre-existing cancer condition, and I was able to give them $75,000 critical illness, and I really like it. They were so happy about it because one of them already she had critical illness before. She claimed it, she used it, and she felt the power of being financially released while you are taking care of their body. And that's why when I told her that one of our insurance company carrier, they are providing $75,000, she said, get it, I want it. And 2 clients, I was able to help them last week. That was a good news I wanted to share with everybody, that we have access to lots of companies and we have access to lots of products. We can help lots of people, many people.
Yes. Great job. Great job. All right,
All right,
Rich,
guys,
what you got?
I got a little bit of good news, and I'm going to introduce our special guest speaker. So, a lot of people wonder why we continue to work in the school market, right? Well, number one, I don't know if you guys know this, but Monica and I, we have 5 kids. The youngest one is 24 and goes to 35, and 2 of them are actually teachers. So we have a heart, and we have 2 kids that are teachers. This is really an underserved market. But let me tell you just some of the things that can happen. This month, because I have a teacher's husband that's getting ready to retire, we're moving $1.3 million over from his account. We have another referral from a teacher that her spouse is retired. We're getting ready to move about $500,000 off from that account. I sat down with a principal today. His wife has about 1.5 million. We won't be able to touch that initially, but we are going to get them properly covered. We're going to roll over his 403B. He's going to start contributing to that. And then, guys, really this month, our agency, we have an opportunity, just what we have in the pipe right now, to do $3 million worth of investments and annuities. And a lot of that has come because of our marketing through the school. So here's what I'll tell you, especially for those of you that are on our team, and especially if you're in Texas, doing those nacho bars is not a one-time thing. This principal I just sat down with, he was at another school last year that we went there twice. We've been to his school twice this year. So he's seen me 4 times. And guess what? Now I'm going to have the opportunity to do business with him. So the thing that I always say is it's all about persistency and consistency. And then if you go and you start building a little bit of a team that can do this as well. I had a great conversation with a lady who's been in this industry, and she's in California. Unfortunately, she had a prior engagement, but she wants the recording of this. She's actually getting ready to come on board probably tomorrow. So it's just a niche. It's not all that we do, but guess what? It is a place where you know that you can go every single day. There's people that need our services. And I don't know about you, but where I live, there's no lack of schools, right? Now if you live out in a population like where I grew up and have 500 people, yeah, you're probably going to have, 40 people from K through 12, because I actually graduated with a class of 16. So, but here in the Metroplex, you can do that. So that being said, it's just one niche, but again, we have all the resources to do that through all our different carriers. Maybe your niche is something different. Maybe it's the business market, right? Maybe it's young families. Maybe it's retirees. Whatever your niche needs to be, because that's where you fit the most important. Feel the most important, or not feel the most important. Feel that you have the most impact. Go do that. To build a team of people that have different niches in different areas so we can explode that. So with that being said, I'm actually going to bring on the man, the legend, our CEO and chairman. I honestly love Jamie Prickett to death. And I'll tell you what, hey, the first time that we actually had a meeting in Dallas, somebody thought it was a great idea that I drive the CEO of the company around, right? And if any of you have ever ridden with me, that, I don't look at yellow lights as caution. I look at it as a challenge. And so, which means that I don't like to stop. So like I'm flying through the intersection. As I do, I look over to him, I go, hey, just curious, do you have living benefits? I just want to make sure I don't want to do that. But he has the same barber as me. We both can agree that Michael Jordan is the GOAT. But let me tell you one thing. I always tell people the reasons that we came to Experior. Ground floor, opportunity, shares in the company, legacy. You know what's more important? Why we've stayed. And here's the reason that why Monica and I are here. Because Jamie Prickett is 100% transparent. Everything that he has said in almost 3 years of us being here has come full circle. So guys, let's put your hands together, stand up, yell, cheer for our CEO, Jamie Prickett.
Awesome. I appreciate it. Right on. Hey, I shared this on my own social media. Now I feel a little awkward. It's like I just shared it, and it's like, and he's God's gift to humanity, and he's a superstar. I'm like, oh God, I'm gonna look like an arrogant prick. But
you're like, tell Leanne this. Tell Leanne.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna get Leanne to listen to that after. Okay, I want her to know. Actually, you know what? Thank God for Leanne. She keeps the boy humble. I'll tell you what, in a good way. I mean, she'll help check. Get you to check your head when you start believing your own press. I feel like that's when some people get a little bit carried away in business and start thinking that they're God's gift to the universe, and that's not the case. But I'll tell you something. I'm excited to be here tonight, guys, and I see a bunch of people from different teams and stuff. And despite the tariffs, that y'all just put on us Canadians, I still love my Americans. But we got you back. We got you back. It's funny. Someone asked me recently. They said, you're like the only Canadian MGA. We call it in Canada an MGA. You're the only Canadian MGA that also has presence in the U.S. as an IMO. There's many American companies that have come to Canada, but never a Canadian company that have come to the US. And they wondered, does this affect your business? I'm like, I think it's going to help, because I think more people are going to need to make more money, and they're going to need better vehicles to use for their financial services. So I think it's actually going to help us. But you know, it's amazing that we are truly, if you think about this, we are in a recession-proof business. That's one thing I love about this. Stock market's up, business is great. Stock market's down, business is great. You know, the Democrats are in, business is great. Republicans are in, business is great. It really doesn't make a difference what's going on around our world. The business can continue to flourish as long as we're taking the right steps in the right direction and not using things as, you know, excuses. Even when the pandemic hit, no excuse, but we did dip a little bit for about 4 months, but that was just until we could transition and start figuring out how to use Zoom and turn it on. And, you know, can you hear me now? You know, and here we are, you know, fast forward. I think that the pandemic, from a business standpoint, was actually a blessing. I mean, it really helped us catapult into new markets that we might not have otherwise been able to get into. And, you know, I believe that we can use all things for good, you know, if we have the right intention about it and the right motivation. So I didn't really know what you guys want me to talk about tonight, but I will start off by saying this. If you haven't got your convention ticket yet, I don't know what you're waiting for, but you do have to get that, especially if you're in Texas. I mean, it's like, you know, it's down the street from you if you're in Dallas, especially. But make sure you got your convention ticket for you and your spouse. And I understand we all have obligations. Some people are going to say, well, Jamie, I got kids. Yep. We got how many kids do we have now? We have 9 kids now, my wife and I, but we have another one that's living with us, right? He's 17-year-old because, anyway, long story, but he needed a home. So we got 10 kids now, 9 of which would call me daddy, but we got 10. And guess what? We're just going to take everyone to the convention, except for 3 of them are adult kids. So we only have 7 living in the house. But guys, my wife and I are both going to be at the convention. Why? Because this is our business. This is our business. There's certain things that when you want to build a business and be successful, you have to put things in your schedule in stone in your schedule. Not, oh, I'm going to see what happens with my family situation. I'm going to see what's my job situation. No. I want to be successful. I want to build a business. I know that big events are one thing that kept me in the business long enough so I could actually be successful in business. So I would put in my schedule and I would book the trip and I would book the flights and I'd figure everything out after, because this was my priority. Building this business in this industry was a priority to me. For most people, this isn't a priority. And until it becomes a priority, you're not going to have big success in it, right? Now, I'm not saying you got to sacrifice your values, morals, ethics, time with your family. Most people don't know, maybe some of you guys know this because I've shared, but my mom was in the hospital for 3 weeks as of tomorrow, and she's been in ICU the whole time. She was on life support. Her kidney, liver, heart, and lungs were not working at all. And one of the nurses, nasty woman, said that to my sister, she was there at 2 a.m. She was staying over the first 2 nights. And she said, you better call your brothers because your mom's not going to make it probably more than a couple more hours. And I don't think your sister's going to be back from Mexico in time. My sister booked a flight as soon as she found out the day before that. And they're saying that my sister's not going to make it in time. Well, guess what? I was sitting with my mom tonight and I was making her laugh. And she's in the hospital still, and she's still in ICU, but she's recovering. She's coming along. My point is this. I'm able to run my company. I'm able to run my business and still be there for my mom. I'm able to run our business and still have dinner tonight with our kids. Well, the ones that showed up at the table, 3 of them didn't, because one's sick and 2 of them were snots today. But you know, anyone have teenage girls, by the way? God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you.
Yes.
Does 11 teen count?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Yeah. That's about 11 teen. Yeah. But you know, I think that a lot of us complicate things in our lives. We complicate things and we make things more difficult than they actually are, right? We really do. I think we almost convince ourselves that we can't do something or we shouldn't or whatever. Like we have this negative self-talk. And I've always had this mindset, and I don't know why, but I always just felt like I can do whatever I put my mind to. I really believe that. Like I'm so crazy. I think I could have been Spud Webb if I put my mind. I could have been Duncan and won the slam dunk contest at 5'7". I'm just crazy enough to think if I had to put my mind to that, I could have done that too. I don't know what it is, right? Maybe I got something in my brain that ain't working right. I don't know. But I like this. I do know that in the insurance business that we're in, it's a level playing field. Huh? Don't matter if you're man or woman, white or black, what religion you are, where you grew up. If you got a weird accent like Rich Claypool, right? Or if you got a Canadian one up here like me, it really don't matter what your background is. What matters is if you put in the effort, you put in what it takes, you're going to get the results out of it, right? When you look at our scoreboard, when you look at the people that are having success, I mean, you see every single different last names that you can't pronounce and then last names like Smith, but you see everything, right? Why? Because this business, it doesn't matter if you're fat or skinny. It doesn't matter if you're white or black. Like I said, it matters what you put into it. And one thing that I've always known is that I can work hard if I know I'm going to get good results out of it, right? How many are like that? Like you don't want to just work hard just to get by. I mean, what's the fun in that? But if you know that there's great results at the end, you would work hard. Well, I'm going to tell you something. If I knew what life could look like 24 years ago when I got into this industry, and I know some of you are thinking I only look like I'm 24. How's that possible, right? But no one was thinking that. No, okay. I've been in this industry for 24 years. I've only been alive for 45 years. Okay, so I've been in this thing since I was 21 years old, and in 24 years, I can tell you this. God is my witness. I have never been so excited about my business than I am right now today. I am so freaking fired up. When you guys were sharing good news, I'm like biting my tongue going, freaking, I want to share, man. I'm like, I got so much crap going. Like as we were, so as we're sitting here, okay, picture this, guys. 11 years ago, my wife and I sat around a boardroom table with 5 other people, and it wasn't even a real boardroom table. It was one of those fold-up white things from Costco. And I'll tell you what, we sat around in those black fold-up chairs. Yes, we were styling on the second floor of a flower shop. We had about 300, 400 square feet of space that we rented on the second floor of a flower shop. And I told all those people then what I tell everyone today. We're going to build the largest, most powerful financial services marketing organization on planet Earth. And I said it to those 5 people, and they probably looked at me like I had 3 eyeballs. But you know what? We're going after it, man. We're number 5 in Canada right now. I don't know where we're at in the US, but we're climbing. By the way, if you count our US ops, we're actually probably the 3rd largest in Canada right now, but I'm only counting our Canadian op versus the Canadian side. But I'll tell you something. When we started, people said it wasn't going to happen. You can't do it. It's not going to work. But I didn't believe them. I trusted my gut. I trusted the dream that God put inside of me. I trusted that. I didn't trust what other people said. Who's this fool going to tell me I can't do something? Really? Hold my beer. Let's go get this thing, right? Like, who's going to tell me I can't do something? How about you, though? How about you? Who's going to tell you you can't do what? Your guidance counselor? What your mama, papa told you couldn't do something? Your ex-partner told you couldn't do something? Your kids said you're crazy? Who was it? Who was it that convinced you that you weren't good enough? Because I had a lot of people trying to convince me in my lifetime. Man, when I left my former company, I'll tell you what, I was there for 10 years. The first company I was at in the insurance business, I struggled financially most of the way through. And I'll tell you what, when I left that company, I didn't really leave a company. I left a cult. And I mean, I don't know if you ever tried to escape a cult before. They come at you. I mean, you become the devil. Like, oh man, you walking down the street, you better walk on the other side. You don't go near that person. You don't talk to that person. You block them on social media. You get them out of your life. That person, that Jamie's evil. I became a guy that was speaking on stage at some of these events, and I wasn't a big earner or nothing, but sometimes I was pretty halfway decent at sharing some nuggets and tools and things that I used to help me try to become successful. And everyone loved me when I was there. They loved me. Never had a compliance blemish in 10 years. I was a branch manager. I had a mutual fund branch with that company. I never had a single compliance issue. And guess what? When I left, overnight, I was hated. And I had people, including my upline, who I thought was like a brother, who's also my wedding party, who said, or spoke at my wedding, who said that you'll never be successful. You'll never be successful. I remember one guy said the only reason I'm making any money is because I'm flipping all my business. I'm churning all my business. Well, 12 years later, I haven't churned any policies ever. First of all, because churning and what's it? Churning is different than what's the other term? Churning and come on, it's in the insurance manual. What's that called?
Twisting.
Twisting, churning. I didn't twist or churn. What did I do? I showed better value. Okay, I mean, they're paying more for a policy they could have got a lot less expensive over here. But I'll tell you what, I had all that stuff coming at me, but I still had a dream in my heart that I could do something, that I could make a difference in my life, that I could go out there and do something special. I want to share some slides with you guys and just kind of show you a bit of our story, because some of you maybe haven't heard it. And if you want to learn more kind of about the history of Experior, I want you to read the book or listen to it on YouTube or Audible. I got the book on YouTube now. It's called You Can't Fall Off the Floor. Just search my name. Hey, by the way, if you're not connected with me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, any of that stuff, feel free to connect with me. And then YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel. It's Jamie Prickett. Just type in my name, you'll see it there. And then the YouTube, that's a free version of the book that you can listen to. I think it's about 4 hours long. And it's very inspiring. I share stories about, what my wife and I went through as we were building the business. I even dedicated an entire chapter to my wife, because without her, we wouldn't have had any success. So we built this thing together, truly like Monica and Rich are building their enterprise. But I want to share this with you because I think it's going to help maybe open your eyes a little bit about what's possible. Because I really think that if people know what's possible, they might go out and do things. Ignore the name on the hat, because I don't want to put any other organizations down in this, because I see that we are sharing this publicly on Facebook, and I wouldn't want anyone attacking Jason Murray anymore on his Facebook because he has differing opinions from other people that might have been a part of the same organization that we were a part of. So just pretend you can't read those hats. Actually, pretend that we picked those hats up at a fall fair or something. Okay. All right. Y'all have fall fairs in the US? Yeah. Okay. All right. So this was our beginning, right? This was us. Oh, we got the shirts on too. We were really sporting. Well, we couldn't afford much clothes back then, so we took what we could, right? Anyway, long story short, this was 10 years with our first company. Okay. At the end of 10 years, we were superstars. We had 27 licensed agents. We had business in one province. For my American friends, that's like a state, only different. Okay. One province. Our best month ever, not bad. 24 recruits, 24,000 in premium as a team, and 300,000 of investments. But look at Experior. Our best month at Experior, we did 1,608 recruits. We did just shy of 10 million in premium last month. We did 36 million of investments. Actually, we're even higher than that now, but 36 million of investments. These were like our best months compared with our old best months. 11 years at Experior, 9,000 agent business in all provinces and states and Puerto Rico. 10 years with the first company. Do you guys see a bit of a difference there? Did our past dictate our future? Absolutely not. Does your past dictate your future? It certainly doesn't. Watch this, our best 12 months at that company, 10 years in business, our best 12-month period, 150 recruits, 180,000 in premium, 1.1 million of investments. By the way, today we did over 200,000 in premium. Okay, today and every other day of the month. Today we did over 1.1 million of investments, and we pretty much do every other single day of the month. This was 12 months. Okay, check this out. 9,490 recruits in the last 12 months, and this has just ramped up the last few months. 86 million in premium versus 180,000, 483 times greater, 285 times bigger on the investments. Look at that, from 1.1 million for the whole year on our entire organization to 313 million in the last 12 months. Is that crazy? Is that crazy? You know what's crazy? is that I believed I could do it. Because people say to me, like, and I almost feel bad. I wish I had a better answer for it. People say to me, they're like, Jamie, did you ever think it would get this big? I'm like, actually, yeah. A lot bigger, actually. Like I feel like we're so small right now. Like we haven't even scratched the scratch on the surface. Like, of course, I started with the end in mind. Guys, I really believe that our Canadian convention, just for Canadians one day, because we're going to separate them at some point, we'll do something together. Our Canadian convention is going to be at the Scotiabank Arena with 20,000 people in it, just Canadians. That's where my head's at. Then I look at this, one of the largest places in the U.S. where you can gather people is at the Michigan State. I think where Michigan plays. It's a huge. Anyway, I think it holds like 100,000 people or something crazy. And I'm like,
called the Big House.
What's it called?
House. The Big House.
Big House. It holds like 100,000 people. Guys,
110,000.
110,000. So I'm excited that one day we're going to fill that stadium at one of our annual conventions. Like, that's where my head's at. So people say, did you ever think it would get this big? Of course I did. You know, I mean, biblically it says without a vision, the people will perish. I should have had this kind of vision. Otherwise, we probably would have lost all our people along the way, right? How big is your vision? What are you thinking is possible for your future? I believe that the impossible is possible. I just think that impossible means it hasn't been done yet. I really do, right? You know, when you think about travel, right? You know how Elon Musk wants to get us all flying in spaceships around the Earth and stuff like that. I'm like, I'll bet you we'll be teleporting one day. That's where my head's at. I'm like, I'll bet you one day we're gonna be able to like get in a bubble or something and then we teleport. I don't know how that's possible. We're made up of atoms. Maybe it's something to do with something neurological, something. I freaking don't know, right? I really don't know. But it'd be really cool, right? If I could just transport places. Could you imagine that? I live in cold ass Canada and I can just go, I'm in Texas. Be like, yo, what's up, Rich? How you doing? And then go teleport out of Rich's place and be like, yo, Steve, what's happening? Right? Put my chest against his back, right? That's a long story. Can't explain right now. Okay. But guys, look at this. Same couple, different results. What changed? Can I tell you what changed? People think, oh, you became a better leader. Hey, listen, I was a halfway decent leader back then. I'll tell you what changed. We built. Oh man, Jason, your friends on Facebook are gonna get mad. We built a freaking company that treats the agents fair. We treat the agents fair. That's the difference. We built a company that doesn't take advantage of people. Period. Oh, you can't say that. I know lots of millionaires at these other companies. I don't give a crap how many millions they've made. My question is off the backs of how many people did they make those millions? Off the backs of how many people did they have to burn through, screw their dreams, and now, oh, but they had the same opportunity. Yeah, but unless you're an intergalactic superhuman being, you're never going to get the top of some of these deals. I tried for 10 years and I was damn good at it. And I couldn't even scratch the surface of being a success story over there. I was a little late to the party. Now, am I bitter? Hell no. 10 years in that organization was the best 10 years I ever had. Guys, I wasn't mad. Guys, I'll tell you, I worked there. I was broke and I loved it. Imagine. I mean, don't get me wrong. I was drunk on Kool-Aid half the time, but guys, I loved it. I loved it. People said, what do you do? I'm like, I work for this company. Yeah, baby. And I loved it. I was just broke. And guess what? When I left that company, I left for one reason. I felt like I was lying to people. That's it. I felt like I was lying to people. Well, Jamie, what do you mean? For 10 years, you didn't know you're lying to people? Yeah, that's right. That's how crazy it was. Here's how I felt like I was lying to people. I had a guy approach me on Facebook, okay? I was already in this company now for 10 years. He approaches me on Facebook out of the blue. His name's Dean. He goes, hey, Jamie, are you still with XYZ company? And I said, yeah. Why? Then I step away from my computer. I go somewhere. I don't know where I was, but my wife was still home and my computer was open. So the guy says, or so my wife jumps on the computer and she goes, oh, because then the guy responded and said, well, I left that company after 18 years and I'd like to talk to you. And that's when I left my computer, and my wife jumps on and then she starts responding to the guy saying, hey, what are you doing? Do you sell whole life and universal life then? And of course, we're just convinced that you should only sell one product, term insurance at the time, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, no, actually, I only sell term. She's like, what? And then I come home and I'm like, what's this? And she goes, oh, I'm talking to this guy, Dean, who's messaging on Facebook. I'm like, oh, I said, well, what's this all about? He wants to meet with me. I'm like, okay, what do we got to lose? Let's meet with the guy, right? Maybe we'll recruit him back, 18 years he's been out in the same company I was in. So I was willing to listen to him, guys. I was willing to listen to him. And you know what? He didn't show me the compensation. He didn't show me how much money you could make. There was no recruiting system that he was bringing me to. He was just an independent, we call it an AGA in Canada, where he can recruit people, but no one else can. But I was so tired of recruiting at the time. It was 10 years in. I'm still kind of struggling a little bit. And the guy shows me, he goes, Jamie, let me run some quotes. And let me show you the difference being a broker, independent broker. I'm like, okay. So we ran a couple quotes. After quoting my mom and my sister, I was sick to my stomach. I said, I can't sell this anymore. I was sick to my stomach. I couldn't believe how much more competitive it was out in the broker world. So when I finally quit that company, it was because I didn't feel good about promoting it anymore. Had nothing to do with the money. Now he then goes, do you want me to show you the money? I'm like, yeah, I guess that's important too. I didn't even know what the money was, and I already mentally quit the company. I was just happy if he could pay me the same as I was making. But then he showed me the commissions, and it was almost double. And I'm like, whoa, what are you talking about? I can sell term insurance and make almost double. How's that even possible? And he showed me, and this is how it is, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, this is unbelievable. And then it was like 30 days later, I had to get my affairs together, and I ended up quitting after that, shut my office down and everything else. So that's kind of our story. But let me share this with you. What if you were joining Experior though, and we were only licensed in one province? Well, most of you wouldn't be here. What if we only had one six-figure earner in the whole company? Not one a day, not one a week, just one in the whole company. Hey, what if we failed for 2 straight years in the US expansion, had nothing to show for it? What if our back office technology didn't exist? Matter of fact, there was no login. There was no scoreboard, NBTs, online commission reports, no electronic AOA, no EFA, CRM, quoting tools, training videos, nothing. All these, that new HPN University, the Work Vivo platform, Experior Connect, the LMS system we just launched in Canada, which is coming to the US now. We had none of that stuff. And guys, what if you had to wait for the mail to get your commission checks because the bank that we deal with wouldn't allow us to put people on direct deposit until we had good history with them? Can you imagine? Wow. Hey guys, what if these were your first 2 company-wide seminars? Company-wide. This is everyone there. There's the first one, there's the second one. What if Experior's head office was behind those 2 windows? You had to go through the flower shop, like literally in the flower shop, to go upstairs. Like you had to go through the coach house florist right there to get upstairs. That was our head office. Check our corporate records. If you look it up, I think it's in Corporations Canada. You can look at the history. It's 2 Quebec Street. It's hilarious. What if I told you that many of our leaders right now that are running this game, some of them making millions, some of them making hundreds of thousands, what if I told you that many of them experienced everything that I just showed you? And they still stuck it out, and they still found a way to win, and they still found a way to go out there and change their lives. And because of those pioneers that I will forever be thankful for, the Franks, the Morrows, the Lavals, the Daniel Pretes, the Rayon Whites, the Neela Mannins, the Jennifer Wheatcrofts, you name these people that came over here when we had nothing going for us. And then a couple years after that, the Darren Golkas, the Diane Bittners, the Steve Coopers, the Bhupinder Chimas, Andrew Rogers, Delroy Pert, Myron and Castle, all these guys. And then when we go to the US expansion, We got Eric and Mary Robinson. We weren't even licensed in the state that they started in. I told them they had to get 15 people or I wouldn't open that state for them. The state they live in, I wouldn't open it for them unless they got 15 agents, because we'd failed so much for the first 2 years. I'm like, I don't want to do it again. Just costing us money paying for state fees. And they went and got 15 people within 2 days. And we decided to open up the state of Maryland. And then boom, snowball, right? Guys, I'm so thankful to the people that bought into the vision when it was looking a little bit blurry. You know, it wasn't looking quite like it is today. And guys, I will share this. I want you to understand something, that as great as I think it is right now, and I think it's pretty damn good, we're just getting started, baby. Like, I'm telling you, man, it's going to get better. And if you have frustrations, maybe the commission department didn't respond to you in 13 milliseconds, you know, maybe contracting took a week longer than you anticipated, maybe this or that or whatever. Guys, I'm telling you right now, there's going to be frustrations. There's going to be growing pains, but it won't compare to what many of these folks here had to go through. It won't compare to that. But I will tell you this, one day, these horror stories that you have will be stories you get to share with your team and go, man, you know how right now we have a contracting thing where it scans your eyeballs and then you're contracted within a millisecond? Yeah, back in my day, we used to have to type in stuff, right? I mean, just picture where we can go with this thing. You know what I'm saying? Right? One day we're just going to have criminal record checks just by you smiling at a camera. Nope, you're out. You know, like, I'm telling you that we don't know what technology, where things are going. It's going to be crazy, right? Eventually, we're going to recruit AI people, right? Imagine that, AI people selling for. No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. One thing I'll tell you, what AI cannot replace the heart of a man or a woman. That's for sure. AI ain't going to replace that. So, guys, what if I told you that we had all these challenges, and despite all of this stuff, we still found a way to win because we had a vision, we had a dream where we wanted to go. How about this? What if Monica and Rich Claypool quit? Many of you wouldn't be here. What if Chrissy Schuler quit? Some of you wouldn't be here. What if Steve Glasker quit? What if Fahime Sarvastani quit? What if Frank and Yolanda DeLeo quit? What if Mauro and Mara Arturi quit? What if Jamie and Leanne quit? This was the only negative post you'll ever find on my Facebook. I don't post negative things on Facebook. Oh, I post negative things about competitors. But what I mean by negative posts is you'll never see me post something like, boo-hoo, my wife didn't make my sandwich right today and now I'm mad. You know, whatever. She doesn't make my sandwiches, Rich. Relax. Okay. Listen, I put this on January 3rd, 2014. Now, what's interesting is we launched our company on January 22nd, 2014. Prior to January 22nd, 2014, and prior to January 3rd, 2014, this post, my wife and I had another company that we started after we left that first company I was telling you about. I was there for 10 years. Some of you might have caught the logo. I left there and then we started building another company, and we had like 60, 70 agents already that we built up, which is like twice what we had after 10 years with our first company. So we're thinking we're on top of the world. We're making more money than we'd ever made before. At the time, it was like 20 grand a month. And we're like, man, this is amazing. We were able to buy our first home together, my wife and I. So things were going good until we realized that we got into bed with the wrong partners. And they took us on a little bit of a ride. And this is the post that I made right after that came to a screeching halt. Before we even knew the company Experior was going to be born. Or right around that time when we were planning and strategizing. Just took the worst low blow of my entire life in business. I thought 3 weeks ago was bad, but tonight took the cake. But I'm still smiling. I'm blessed to have a mighty, powerful God who can use all things for good, and a super awesome, sexy, strong, bold, courageous woman of God, Leanne Bailey Prickett. That's my wife. This setback is nothing more than a setup for bigger and better things to come. The future is brighter than ever. Sometimes God will bring us the greatest blessings at the lowest moments in our lives. And some of the amazing people around me have proven this to be true. Too blessed to be stressed, stronger than ever. Guys, I was almost in tears as I was writing this message on Facebook. The only negative post I've ever put on Facebook. What is my point? 19 days later, Experior is born. And that same weekend after, I'm telling these 5 people that we're going to build the largest, most dominant financial services company on the planet. I just walked away from my former company with 3 partners that I had like 60 agents, and we had things going. And guys, I'll tell you what, those partners screwing me over I thought it was the worst blow of my life 3 weeks prior to that post. I thought it was the worst thing that could have happened to me. I guess I was wrong. It was probably, from a business standpoint, the best thing that could have ever happened to me. But again, I said God uses all things for good, can use all things for good, right? But check out this. What if you become who you were destined to be? What if you do, what if you were able to accomplish crazy, amazing things in your life? What if that was possible for you? What if you could do something? Oh, I'd love one. Thanks, buddy. Hey, you want to say hi? Say hi? No, yeah, get over it. Get over it. Zach. Get over it. Zach. Zach. This is Elijah, and I can't see it. Get up. It's my boy.
Hi, Elijah.
Hello, Elijah.
Hey, buddy, what's up?
Yeah, thanks, buddy. So Elijah's been with us for almost 2 years now. What? He's my boy. Huh? No, I said, what? Oh, he thought I swore. So guys, I'll tell you, like, what if you could do anything? What would you do? What would you do? Now, Rich, brother, I know you'd love to play in the NBA, right? You probably think you could dunk on, Kevin Love like Ja Morant did at that, a couple years ago. That's well, actually you missed the dunk, but it still looks sick. I know you think we could, so Rich, your time is gone. You can't do that. Okay. So I'm not going to say you can do anything, Rich, but I will say this, brother, you can do anything here. If you put your mind to it, you guys can build such an incredible life. We really can, all of us can. I mean, this industry is so powerful. And we built a company that doesn't just talk a good talk. Because half the time I don't. I say some crap where it's like, oh, I shouldn't have, too much, We don't just talk a good talk. We freaking walk the walk. We do our best to live our lives in the way that we ought to live our lives. I heard T. Harv Eker, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, a book I read many years ago on vacation. And actually it was I was in my 20s when I read that book, and I still remember one line to this day. And it says, how you do anything is how you do everything. And I believe that if you're cheating on your spouse, you'll probably cheat on people in business, because who is more important than your spouse? I believe that if you'll cheat on a test, you'll probably cheat on a customer's account and do something that's sideways. Guys, now I'm not saying I'm perfect. I've made my mistakes in my past, and I'm forgiven, and I'm looking to move forward and get better from the mistakes that I've made. But I will tell you this, guys, you are a reflection of everything that you do in your life. And people see through that, right? Especially women. Women are the worst, right? They see like freaking, right? Women, y'all are the worst. You have a sixth sense. That's what I'm talking. Anna's like, what you talking about me? No, listen. Excuse me? No, women have a sixth sense where they can sense if something's BS or not, right? They have that sense about them, right? Us guys, sometimes we're just so excited about something like, man, we got this big guy and it's going to be amazing. And then your wife's like, something's off. Something's off. Sure enough, the wife's always right. Always freaking right.
All right, say that again, Jamie. Wait, say that again. I'm not sure Rich was listening.
Rich,
Maybe a little louder.
Rich, I'm only saying this so that.
Hey, I had to mute her. Hey, Jamie, there was this annoying sound that was coming through the Zoom, and so I had to mute her. I don't know what that was. I have no idea. It sounded like Charlie Brown. It was like wonk, wonk, wonk.
You know what's funny, Rich? I actually had 2 or 3 days last week. My wife got really sick, had strep throat or something. She literally couldn't say a word. Heaven. No, I'm just kidding. It was actually pretty sad. I felt bad for her, but no.
Hey, everybody, go on Jamie's feed right now and put at Leanne.
I'm just glad Paul is not here to hear that.
I'm telling Leanne.
So listen, guys, I don't know if you got anything out of tonight, but I just love this business. I really do. I love people, but at the same time, I get frustrated sometimes because I know what you have. I know the tools that we have, that you could use those tools to create a great life for yourself. So when I see people struggling, I don't feel bad for them, because I know you do have to struggle for a period of time. This is not an easy business. Anna Smith's about to write her test. She's going to get her license. And then she's going to have some struggles. She's going to have people tell her, no, what are you, crazy? Like she's going to have some negative, and she's going to have to learn to overcome that and build a thick skin. And that's going to come over time. So I don't feel bad for people that, oh, it's tough. Well, of course it's tough. Anything worthwhile doing is tough. Getting in shape is tough, right? Building muscle is tough. A lot of things are tough, right? It doesn't mean it's not worth it though. And I really think that this is one of those tough things that you're going to do in your life. And for some of us, it gets easy over time, right? I can talk on a Zoom and it's easy for me now. Guys, when I first started talking on a Zoom, it was probably like 7 years ago, I think, something like that. And it was so weird. I remember doing our executive director calls. I think there was like 4 or 5. We had 4 or 5 executive directors at the time. Frank, Morrow, Laval, Daniel might have been by the time, Rayon. I think that was it. And I remember talking on Zoom like, okay, guys, you know, we're gonna share some stuff today about the future of the company. And it was like so uncomfortable. It's like, how do I talk to a screen, right? Especially when they're like cameras are off. It's like, you know, I'm talking to this, right? It's like it was so weird. Now I can talk to a camera and not have anyone on the Zoom, and I can sell the vision and where we're going, everything else. But it took time, it took practice. It took me a while to get good at it, right? Just like when I first started talking with customers face to face, I screwed up a bunch. I failed forward. But the point is, I kept going forward.
Yep.
And I know that every one of you, if you take have a conscious effort to take this business seriously, right? Here's what I mean by seriously. Tonight, after this call, maybe you're going to chill out, you know, watch some Netflix, whatever, and I'll probably do that myself, right? There's a new Suits series coming on, Suits LA. I got to check that out. I missed an episode there. I got to watch that. I love watching shows just like the rest of them. But I'll tell you what I also do is I work on myself, and I've worked on myself for 24 years. And there was times where I was obsessed with it. There was times where I was a little more lax, but I've always worked on myself. And guys, right now, if I was Anna Smith and I was new to this business, I would focus on passing that test. And as soon as you pass that test, then I would open up the doors to our back office and go on to the HPN. I would go to the HPN University and I would start studying prospecting scripts. I would start plugging into, whatever possible trainings I could and start learning. I would start going out and talking to people, getting uncomfortable, asking Chrissy a million questions a day. I would be all in this thing, trying to learn whatever I could. And Anna, all I got to say, and I'm just saying Anna because I heard you talk earlier. I'm sure there's a bunch of new people on here. But Anna, what I would say is that know that you're not going to know everything. Okay. It's going to take some time. But as the great Frank DeLeo would always say, is that you'll know what you need to know when you need to know it. The point is to start taking the right steps forward. I didn't know what it would take to build an organization with 9,000 plus agents now, 110 full-time staff, 40 people in the development and technology team. I didn't have a clue, man. I had no idea what that would look like. But now, pretty simple. Now I'm thinking, well, what's it take to build $1 billion company? Build a $100 million company. What's it take to build $1 billion company? That's what I would. And then once we're at $1 billion, I'd be like, what's going to go to be 10 billion? What's that going to look like? I don't know. But you know what? One step at a time, baby. We're going to get there. All right. Any questions? You want me to close it out, Rich? We good?
We have a couple of questions, I think.
Yeah,
Jamie.
let's do a little Q&A and then close it out, Jamie.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Winston's got a question.
Winston? Well,
Winston. Where's he at?
Where's Winston?
Oh, hey, Rick. Sorry. Hey, Rick. You hear me?
Yes.
Sorry, my camera is a little bit off. I don't know how to adjust it, but yeah, so sorry. So basically, I was asking, like, last time I talked to Jason, and I think it's a good opportunity for me to like learn more from Jason and other people. But the thing is that
Jason
huh? Jason Murray.
Oh, Jason Murray. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, no way. So, the thing is, I was asking like, can I, like trying to learn things around, before like really like using like, like the tax thing to apply for, like when you're onboarding stuff, like you have to put your SSN and all stuff, right? So yeah, that's what my question.
I missed the question.
Jamie, what he's saying is he doesn't want to put in his social into the AOA. Can he learn without doing that?
Oh yeah, you can sit here on the trainings and learn, sure. but you can't get a license. You can't do any of that other stuff without that. I mean, that's a requirement. It's an industry requirement. So
Yeah, so because I just don't want it to mess up with my tax paper and all the stuff like that, you know?
oh yeah, you better talk to a lawyer about that one. Like immigration status, you're talking?
Yeah, those type of things. So
Oh yeah, yeah.
I was
Talk to an
mixing with them.
immigration lawyer before you do anything. Yeah,
Yep.
I wouldn't have
Agreed.
for that.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Good
Good
Thank you
question.
so much.
You got it, Winston.
All right,
Cheryl.
Cheryl's got a question.
Jamie, I want to know, did the guy that ditched you after you left, did he come back to you since?
Which guy ditched me?
When
the
you
guy that-
left your last company and you
Your
started
best friend.
Experior, your best
Your best
friend,
friend.
has he come back and apologized?
Oh
Or
no. And as a matter of fact, I phoned him. I live in the same neighborhood as him, which is hilarious. I see him the odd time walking, and he'll wave, but his head's always down. He just does one of these, so he doesn't see that it's me. Otherwise, he probably wouldn't wave. But no, he didn't. As a matter of fact, I called him up. We were about 4 years into building Experior, starting to have some big success, like big compared to what I did before. We had a few hundred agents, and I called him up because I wanted to take him to coffee just to kind of bury the hatchet. And hey, let's let bygones be bygones. And he couldn't even carry on a conversation with me for 30 seconds without using the F word twice. And he says, "You're wearing the wrong color jersey now, and I want nothing to do with you. So take care." And I was like, "Okay, I did my part." He was like a brother to me, and I'd even say like a father figure of sorts. I mean, he's a bit older than I am, and yeah, it's sad, man. It's sad, but I get it because I drank that Kool-Aid. He's just been there a whole lot longer, drank a whole lot more of it. The fact that he can't, now that was years ago, maybe that was 7 years ago. So maybe I have to reach out to him again just to say, hey, let's grab a coffee. So, but I'm willing to forgive and forget, man. I've been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. I remember when people left the company, how you treat them and talk about them, because it was like leaving a cult. I don't know how else to explain it. I don't mean to sound, defaming of them. It's just, it is what it is,
Hey, Jamie, I got a question, more of just for everybody. Sometimes people have a hard time envisioning why it's so important to go to a convention. They're like, oh, that's just a bunch of rah-rah, and I don't need that kind of stuff. But, really talk to them. What's our convention going to look like? And why should they attend?
Yeah. Well, first of all, the people that usually say, oh, it's a bunch of rah-rah, a bunch of fluff, are usually broke people. Okay. And number two, if it wasn't for the conventions that I went to, and I'm talking at my old company, okay? Like I'm talking like the ones where it wasn't even like, it was almost impossible for me to succeed because I tried really hard and I didn't really succeed. So I still attribute those conventions to why I'm still here in this industry today. If I did not go to those conventions, those seminars, those big sessions there, I don't think I'd be in the insurance industry today. So thank God that company believed in big environments and having motivation, even though it didn't lead me to having success in that vehicle. It did for some that were there. There's many that had success there. I wasn't one of them, but it did lead me to ultimately having success in our own vehicle that we were able to create for others and for ourselves. So I would just say that, guys, missing a convention is, to me, it's business suicide, because it literally would have been for me, right? Now, I don't know, maybe you're tougher than I am and you're going to make it without it, and that's great. But I really think, why not learn more wisdom, more nuggets, get some information, build some great relationships with people while you're there, have a lot of fun, get fed for 3 days. Why not? It's going to be fun. Lunches are included for 3 days.
Here's what I would always say. Think about going and buying a McDonald's and then not going to McDonald's University.
Right.
I mean, like Jamie just said, and that's business suicide, right? It's like, hey, listen, you're going to build a business. You want to go to see how people who have done it. Frank's on, right? So Frank, in the I don't know if you can do this, but in like 30 seconds to 2 minutes, not 2 hours, tell people why they should be at convention.
I mean, at the end of the day, and by the way, Jamie, great job tonight. Great job having everybody on. Rich, Monica, thank you guys for allowing us to plug in and just piggyback off tonight. Thank you guys. Hey, folks, at the end of the day, there's so many things that come to mind. You know, whether it's sports, if I'm playing in sports and I just want to show up for the game, but I ain't at practice, it ain't gonna happen, right? You're never gonna be a starting, quarterback or running back or whatever if you're not at practice. Hey, listen, you want to go to the gym? You don't go to the gym once and then be like, hey, look at me, I'm fit now. You got to go every week. Hey, you want to be a good, whatever your faith is, a Christian, a Jew, Islam, whatever, you got to go to church. You got to go practice. You got to consistently, do what you need to do so that, you become better at what it is you want to do. Convention is no different. Convention is absolutely no different. I was told a long time ago by folks that were much more successful than I was when I first got started, you can't miss a convention. And for me, it was simple, Richie. I went like this. I went, okay, never did. And we've never missed one. 25 years in business. And let me tell you guys, there were times where I had no business going to a convention. We had no money, but we knew we had to be there because going there was gonna put the money in our pocket. Okay, guys, I'll say this last thing, Rich. I won't make it 2 hours. I'll save it for you to do it for 2 hours. But at the end of the day, there's too many people that say, I don't have the money to go. No, you need to go to get the money. That's how you got to start thinking. You got to change that thinking. It's like, if I don't get there, the money's never going to attend. By the way, I'm going to be a jerk for 1 second, just real fast. I would love to do a survey, Richie, of the people that have been, with us for over a year and didn't come to the last convention because they said they didn't have the money and they couldn't afford it. They're like, I'll be there at the next one. And now they're probably not coming to this one because they also don't have the money and can't afford it again. Interesting how that might work, right? Folks, you want to change your life, right? You want to change your life, you got to start changing your life. That's it. Starts with the convention.
No, absolutely. Thank you, Frankie.
Absolutely,
I
Frankie.
approve of that message.
You approve of the message, Jamie? A seal approval.
Hey guys, not only do we have the CEO on, but we have the very first $1 million earner in Experior, Frank DeLeo, and all of us that is part of Lion Chasers, and most of you are part of FML. And no, it doesn't stand what you think it is. It's Free More Lies or Frank Martin Laval, or Jamie has his own version of FML, but that's for another day and another story. But hey, that's why I love Experior, is we can actually have the CEO of our company. We can have people like Jamie and Frank and Motto and all these people pouring into us, because guess what? They want us to be successful. They're seeing the success. They've been where we're at, and guess what? They want that for us, And sometimes people, they want, we want it like with Steve. Sometimes, hey, do I want it more for Steve than Steve wants it for himself? And we've all kind of went through that. So I just want to, tell Jamie and Frank publicly how much I appreciate them, how much we all thank you for this opportunity, this platform, Jamie. Thank you, Frank, for pouring into us. And I'll let you close it out, Jamie, and then we'll call it a day.
Yeah, absolutely. And first of all, Frank, you're looking good, brother. I can tell you're down a few pounds, man. Looking good, buddy.
We're getting ready, baby. Thanks, buddy. Woo! I actually had my camera off because I was trying to eat healthy and I didn't want it on while I was eating.
Awesome, man. Well, I can tell you're looking great. Listen, guys, we're going to build a great business here at Experior. The question is, are you going to build a great business with us? That's what it comes down to, right? We know what we're doing over here. A bunch of us have been around a while. It's already changed our lives, changed so many other people's lives. It's your turn, right? It's your turn. We didn't build this company for the fat cats to stay fat. We built it for young cats to get in here and go build something, go create something special for their lives. I honestly believe that some of the biggest leaders of our company are not even in the insurance industry yet. I honestly believe that with everything in me. I think that we're going to not only attract a lot of great people. One of my good news I wanted to share, Rich, is while this meeting was going on, when you were talking earlier in the team and doing good news, I got a message that one of these agents from another competitor of ours, one that we don't recruit a lot from, their initials are PHP, but it's starting. And they have, anyway, someone big just joining us with over 200 licensed agents And, I'm super excited. So it's like, boom, just like that, like, boom, just like that. It just starts happening. They're part of one Jaime's organization through like recruit, they got to recruit, and boom, explosion. So it's really cool to start seeing that we're not only attracting great leaders like a Frank DeLeo or a Rich and Monica Claypool that have been in the industry, since the earth cooled, right? We're also attracting great people that are just getting their feet wet for the first time in Experior, and they're able to have success, so I'm excited, guys. I hope you're excited. If you can learn anything from what I'm sharing with you tonight, I think the only message I wanted to get across to you is just to believe in yourself, believe that you can do this, and that you do have what it takes. You might not have all the tools today, but you have what it takes up here. As long as you got what it takes in here, the sky's the limit. You can go build something really special. So thank you guys for taking your time out tonight as well to be here with us.
Absolutely. Thank you again, Jamie.
Jamie. Thanks,
Frank.
Thank you all.
Guys, thanks for
Jamie.
being on tonight. We appreciate everybody.
Thanks, Jamie.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Rich and Monica. Great job, guys. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.
you.
Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Good night.